Is the trials?
Fremine! Huh, you finally made it.
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigned...
Is that the first prophecy? Huh. So the native private...
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. But has the trial already concluded? Then...
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to... Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the...
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime.
Huh? So when you say Hydro Archon...
In truth, everything that you've encountered... However, I'm uncertain...
Okay, let... The first stone slate, does that mean that... The second stone slate... This must be the point. The third slate shows the... Huh. Well, the fourth slate is the... We didn't believe that such a...
We know...
That doesn't... That doesn't...
Perhaps... And...
That doesn't...
It's not as...
That doesn't...
The prophecy...
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't... The Hydro Archon was... Navia fell into the water. The eruption of the primordial... The prophecy's content... Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now, but...
Let's hear them.
Incredible. We're...
Alpha take the evidence for... Oh, and according...
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that could also...
The Hydro Archon's truce.
And yet, after many hundreds of years...
Yeah, wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro... In the end, did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. However, while you were able to decode all the information when we were at the ruins, I tried to... Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make it...
What?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people. Your hypotheses in the Fontaine of Old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro. However, even though not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiar. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating... But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power... Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came in.
So you...
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard us. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontanian.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness, therefore, that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the... Yes.
I think I'm following. In truth,
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
If that's the case,
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fact about the fourth slate. However, as for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before. This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find...
that doesn't...
It was both...
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could...
the truth, the...
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the Opera House? Wait, was that the huge whale?
So we've met it at last. I understand that whale does not... It has been greedily... And once it is finished...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of
Precisely. That whale, therefore, when it left the primordial sea...
we just...
That is correct from the way he looked. He must have been...
That battle maniac. Anyway,
It is too late. It had already... Even if the...
We've come.
Indeed.
I'll fight it to the...
so the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, ultimately...
What's happening with the aura trees?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Verena! No, I still need answers.
You...
Sorry. That shocked
You are not Verena...
the sweet sound of bewilderment.
Fusalo.
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe. Now, she knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit. leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only... Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure.
It has indeed. It's been fought, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for... All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to... I am Focalor, the eyes... Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are...
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're... Mirror me?
Mirror you, huh?
Mirror me. What do you wish to...
The prophecy.
What prophecy? The people will...
Oh.
What's... But...
I will tell you.
But if there were...
I suppose this...
Huh?
Don't worry. It's...
Play at...
That's right. If you can...
But...
Don't worry. Being a human, remember.
So, how long am I going
To accomplish this, but I
trial? Huh. How... The maison. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, as the god Focalor, once again, this, I thought I might...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpassed...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her sick...
Odds be all full? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going... Right. Calm down, Farina. Assertive. With... Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to win... You may consider... Now then!
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were...
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them... My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for just... We have heard it said that the scales of... May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be... There is, so long as I...
Lady Farina, here are today's case.
Come, besides.
If I may be so impertinent, What kind of trial are you truly looking forward to? That's true,
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance. All right.
He's...
Lady Farina.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, all manner of signs indicate that the prophecy...
Well, as I understand it...
Really?
I'm...
The day is finally over, but it's good to see that maybe this is fun.
Lady Farina, here are the new
They'll...
Lady Farina.
Indeed, my
Lady Farina, we're detecting...
Understood. I feel utter...
Lady Farina, I've heard that the first... Surely you exaggerate, Lady Farina.
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. Oh, really now? This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god.
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power.
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. I want to tell someone, anyone, about that I've conducted, so all I can do is keep heart.
Farina, you don't... Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more...
Share. That's impossible.
But even if your bird, just share it with me. I'm
a witness. And if to... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't... No, Farina. But what if, Farina, is it sudden if you let this think about it long
it hard.
No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to
Fine.
So even Farina?
Yes, it had to be done. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once, it seems that trusting humanity...
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Linny did mention that he heard a It now seems that that person was you, hidden within...
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would... Alas, you're In truth, it is no Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only... I mean, my work over these last 500 years... But really, some have all... The vast majority has been... had to be...
It was all a part of your plan.
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, but only power of this
So the Oratrice's call for death was the destruction of that divine throne.
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydra...
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad. The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more. Oh...
All you've done throughout the years is...
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even... Hydro Dragon, I must say, had it been within my rights, Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea. And the heavenly principle stole the power I, for my part, am the god of Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of So, if the theft of the primordial seas... Then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent... In other words... Existence was Egeria's defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people... At this point, we, whether it Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land...
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine at last, in the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And you are, things being as they are. Surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Codex Nouvelet, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirect?
But since we're all still alive and haven't...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
But... didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to... We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, at the root of the calamities befalling... Come with me, Traveler. The hour of execution. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility. Resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself. Solidify!
What's that hole-looking thingy over there? It looks really scary!
There is no escape! Quietly now. Here comes the test. Right now.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Gotcha.
This is order.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It was just supposed to be a short private training Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen.
That power.
I'm
I simply did not have anything to say so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. That kind of power is wasted on it. All in all,
Miss...
the point...
Well, being that this... So what sort of person is your master? Well, child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous.
The Foul?
Still nothing? Well...
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine Doctor's part of the Hexen Circle.
Oh. So you do know, but I suppose you understand now.
Wait! Didn't you...
Actually, never that they all devout such roiling high as such. In other words...
What?
Not to worry.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here! All hands, initiate emergency rescue! Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong!
Are you alright?
Yeah.
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
Where is this people always call... Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really...
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just the value for these big scoop, Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the...
Paimon's great!
And that's exactly... Oh, this time...
Oh, it's you.
Hey,
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. Our residents are hard at work as well.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that art, but if you don't mind...
I get where you're coming from.
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the...
Huh?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking if you...
Forget it.
I see.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake...
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone...
How did it go? Was it a good shot?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the also, not to brag, but
Wow.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Whoa,
That's a...
In truth, I told him that it was...
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment.
Stay safe now. And...
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgia...
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and...
It's an honor to finally...
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Hey,
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her...
Sir, please don't...
But it looks like...
No,
Now, I might not look it, but I actually... The boat that brought... Still, if I might have... Looks...
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently...
Really?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take...
Did you really have to use the word cup? Well then,
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a...
Things sure are getting pretty lively here.
Oh, seems
like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I...
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween.
Huh? Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at...
Same old, same old.
Other than that flying ship.
That's why I decided...
You're too kind, sir.
I see.
He sure did what...
I'll tell them that there's good...
Oh.
What change can there be? As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll...
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be a...
Maybe. Who knows? All right. Last stop, the dock. Navia mentioned that she stayed...
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket? What sort of gadget is it? It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. Trick a friend. You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this...
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have...
You sure are working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte...
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. Father says that... after Lady...
A diplomatic...
Yes, it could have been done. Furthermore...
that's...
I would agree. I suspect...
Isn't he real... But back to the topic. The Gnosis was given...
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with...
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Father!
Well, what do you know?
Are you going to... take the Gnosis...
That is our duty as Harp... Don't be too preoccupied with switching my masks. Well, that depends on many things. As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners. A vision?
And that's a wrap for me. Huh?
Greetings, Miss Journalist. That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like. The sea breeze is quite pleasant.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon.
To move things about?
That's right. I guess this... Alright then.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Neverlette's doing? The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there! So, you really are here, Neverland? Kinda didn't think you were going to have free...
Really? Oh, In any case, you...
Alright, let's... Whoa. So that's what happened? Fossilor But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you...
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control. Fontanians were but so long as the... In other words, when I...
Fossilor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone. Yeah, and it...
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as far as I'm aware.
A nation of dragons?
No, I suspect that I would not find... Unlike ancient dragons, such as myself, Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravaged. There is one other piece of information I got incident. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown...
The Captain?
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Hang on a sec. When we spoke to... We guessed that there might be some reason for...
No wonder. So regarding this specific issue, I was... In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Well, we're going to head...
What next?
I can finally... It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons. But with something very... I'm sure I've encountered something like this before.
I do not know what you...
You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh.
Well, that much is... But I fear
I've been training. It is only natural for the... Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune. To prevent any to live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the...
What do you mean?
No need to fret. These are just my... personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do.
That's what she...
The remains of... So that's what the Gnosis actually are.
All the same, as
And she said that it would bring misfortune.
if she speaks the truth, then I would simply be... I guess that you might already be familiar with... That means that the Gnosis...
Like... No, comparing the Traveler to the dead, that's what you say.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when in...
Alright. What if...
Yes. Or...
But... She's...
I suppose that would be the mystery. I suspect not. But once in a while I too would guess that if wishy, life flows like water. And rain, and what ultimate...